Welcome back to Planet 4546b, now firmly under Altera's control. It's been a while, but don't worry, you'll find that this planet is exactly as we last left it. We at Altera have been busy, researching and uncovering the secrets of this strange world, and I'll believe you'll be ecstatic to hear we've just made a breakthrough. So Below Zero opens with us sitting in this little shuttle, and we're talking to some guy about some vague shit, like how it's important to know what happened. So then we just head in, using a meteor to cover our descent to the planet from Altera's eyes, which goes about as well as you expect, causing us to crash land on some snowy island where we almost get to reenact that one scene from Black Ops 2. Thank you. Moving on, we head on over to the coast and find our little base pod thing that we brought along, which means we now have to go through the motions of getting some essential equipment, most of which I will need to scan beforehand because, reminder, we're not with Altera this time around. So blah blah blah, I do what I gotta do, my PDA intercepting a distant distress signal during this, although unable to source its origin point. Oh, and by the way, they made the PDA woman Indian in this game. No clue why, but personally I can't understand her half the fucking time, so yeah, that's fun. Anyway, while exploring some random cave, I stumbled upon this alien metal thing. My PDA telling me that just coincidentally emits a very similar signal to the distress I had gotten earlier. Somehow this allows us to finally source where the original distress signal came from, nearly 200 meters below sea level, leading us to an alien facility. Hello? Is anyone in here?
Huh? Oh, hello. Name's Alan. Real nice to meet you. Look, I need a bit of help. I'm, about to die. I need to get out of this computer body.
Oh, well, can you move to my PDA?
Wait a minute. You're not one of those corporate fucks, are you? I noticed you using their iPads.
What? No. I just stole this.
Yeah, sure. Good enough. Right, why don't you just head on up to that big terminal over there and I'll transfer over.
Like this?
Oh, yeah, that'll work.
What the fuck? Get this shit off me! Jesus fucking Christ, I'm gonna have a fucking scene. Man, this shit was not fun.
How's it feeling, dude?
Motherfucker, why does it sound like you're in my head?
Because I am.
Wait, you turned me into a fucking schizo? So the AI fuck finally spills the beans on what his name is, introducing himself as Alan, which, I mean, minus points for genericness. Regardless of name, he informs us that if we really want him out of our head that bad, we're gonna have to build him a new storage medium. A fancy way of saying we need to build him a body. However, at the moment, we can't exactly do that, so in the meanwhile, I began working towards acquiring a sea truck, a sort of roaming base. As I sourced materials for it, my PDA informed me of a unique signal it detected, an Altera base known as Delta Station, which I set off to investigate, discovering an island facility. On the island, I found... What the fuck? Altera fuck? What you doing on my island? I ain't fucking Altera. Then your position is doubly sus. What do you mean? If you're telling the truth, you're just plain old stupid. And if you're lying, there'll be hell to pay. Wait. What's your name? Man, fuck you, I'm heading out. That happened? Yeah, so there's not much in the actual base, so I just went back to making my sea truck, creating it and 2 modules for it, which means I can finally say goodbye to this dinky little pod I was basing out of. Around this time, I also built a DAF upgrade for my sea truck, which set me off on a mission to locate 2 artifacts that Alan marked on my HUD. The first of which being a water analysis station, which Alan says will somehow let him follow in this people's footsteps, which, I mean, come on dude, it's a fucking machine that analyzes water, how the fuck? And the second bringing me into a mine, where I found a statue of some kind of alien creature. I also found multiple prawn suit fragments around the mine, which allowed me to unlock its blueprint. Following this, I began construction of a base, but I was really indecisive of where I wanted to build it, so after some back and forth, I settled on the tree spires, an area infested with these big red motherfuckers, which went about as well as you'd expect. During construction of my new base, I set off for materials and ended up at Delta Station, where I found an artifact I'd previously missed, which, through scanning it, allowed Alan to ping the location of a cache used to create a new body for him, located over a kilometer away from my current position. Also, I got fucking one-tapped by a penguin, which is... yeah.
How the hell do you humans function with such shit bodies?
Shut the fuck up. With that, I moved back to finishing up my base, finding a few more artifacts along the way, and also managing to upgrade my Sea Truck's death module, which finally allowed me to investigate that cache Alan pinged me with, discovering a dead alien. Whoa, this reminds me of that one they found in Turkey. With that, Alan pinged yet another artifact on my HUD, leading me to... the Glacial Basin, home of Altera's robotics facility, and the most annoying game mechanic ever made, temperature. Temperature works by slowly draining a heat meter over time, which, when depleted, just fucking kills you. It's basically just the on-land equivalent of the drowning mechanic. Now, to enter the actual basin, I had to get some fluid for a big-ass bridge, which was easy enough. The further I walked, the more I wondered what the fuck I was even looking for. Then, a big-ass worm popped out the ground, cause apparently I can't even catch a break on land. Eventually, however, I found the artifact that brought me here, and Alan decides today is gonna be all cryptic and shit, which is real fucking helpful. Anyway, moving on, I found some big green glowy things, stumbling into a lab where I found the second component for Alan's body. Yikes. Must be rough going out like that.
Yeah, personally, I'd hate to be crushed while mining rocks!
Backtracking through the basin, I found the Altera base, which, yeah, I did go through the entire glacial basin without a foxhound or a cold suit. I'm just built different, bro. Anyway, to make a really long and boring story short, I stumbled into this huge leviathan frozen in some ice and had to cure it from the disease. Which I totally didn't need a guide to do, by the way. Who am I kidding? Of course I need a fucking guide. This is below zero. I need a guide for everything. But yeah, I had to make a serum and ended up curing it, meaning I finally leave this godforsaken place. The glacial basin dealt with, I moved my attention back to progressing through the game, building an Arthur Morgan and docking station for my sea truck so I could bring it around with me. I also built a drill arm, additional storage because the base exosuit has fuck all, and a depth module. It was then I realized I would need nickel and kyanite to progress any further with my tech. Now, this wasn't a problem, I knew where and how to get it. I would have to go to the Crystal Caves. However, the Crystal Caves are home to 2 Shadow Leviathans, the biggest Leviathan in all of Below Zero. Therefore, I determined the best course of action would be to clear them out.
Get away from me! Get away! Get away! Alright, we're tussling with this nigga. Get away from me, you fuck! Who do you think you is?
How is that your fault?
You wanna go? You think you're fucking safe from me? You tried sneaking up on me.
With the crystal caves finally cleared, I entered the final artifact cache, locating the blueprint for the final part of Alan's body.
She has a moon pool for a reason. Also, by the way, a jump scare.
What the fuck?
What the dog doing?
Dog doing.
But I told you to stay off my land, dumbass. You trained a whole ass dog? And next time, I'll let it eat your ass, Altera. I'm not with Altera. I'm a space gypsy who's looking for their sister. Think you might have seen her around here. Man, that's some bullshit. But if it is true, you should totally go shut down their signal station up on the island. Maybe then I'll remember something.
Go fuck yourself.
To build the required test override module, I was forced to investigate multiple shipwrecks scattered throughout the map, acquiring the blueprint for a parallel processing unit, an essential component which finally allowed me to fabricate the module. With this, I returned to Delta Island, setting up the override module and successfully blinding Altera. Following this, Schizo Woman calls us up and says to head on over to her greenhouse, giving us a PDA that literally is just hard evidence of our sister being a terrorist. Not the closure I was expecting, but yeah, it's something. Now there's only one thing left to do. I returned to the Crystal Caves, descending until I entered the Fabricator Caverns, where I located the fabrication facility required to build Alan's body. So we make Alan his body and transfer over his mind, where he lore dumps about how he was the one who caused the Karar-19 outbreak from the first game. Way to go, Alan. Then he tells us to meet us at some gate, and pings a location on our map, which, upon our arrival, is revealed to be a big-ass architect facility. Inside, Alan leads us into a portal and reveals a huge fucking phase gate to us. Then he asks us to help move some big mass things into position and gives us 2 of his floaty arms, which we use to nearly kill ourselves. Anyway, Alan then builds a whole ass ship and we board it in the most painful way possible. Yeah, so he integrates with the ship and we fly off into space using the phase gate. Eventually arriving at the architect's homeworld, where the game proceeds to fade to white in what must be the biggest blue balling since Halo 2. Thanks, Unknown Worlds. Can't wait for Subnautica 2. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to drop a like and maybe subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.